Howdy folks, it's Ultra and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're going to continue on our trip, our mighty Mississippi VFR, where we began at the beginning of the Mississippi in Lake Itasca, Minnesota, wound around, heading south, and we'll end up in the Gulf of Mexico, in the Mississippi River Delta, just south of New Orleans, Louisiana. But right now we're in the middle of it. We are in Keokuk, Iowa, which is right here, Missouri, which is right there, and Illinois, on the other side of the river, meet. The three states, you can see them all in one view. About halfway done, I think, a little more than halfway done. Well, if you take all the windiness in Minnesota, we're beyond halfway done. But if you look at the globe, we're just about halfway there. So, hopefully not halfway, hopefully beyond halfway in the videos, though. This is the video 7. I'm hoping to get this done in 10 or fewer videos. We are making more progress with each leg because the river goes straighter, it's wider. Not a whole lot to see in between because we are in the Midwest. So, not like we have all these amazing, gigantic cities along the way. But we're taking, respectful time of the smaller ones like Dubuque, Iowa, and what was the other one that I forgot? That's how important it was. Davenport. And then we're going to hit St. Louis, which is pretty big. And then Memphis is pretty big. And then we kind of make our way into Louisiana from there. And New Orleans is pretty big. But there's a few smaller ones along the way, right? Don't want to offend the small towns. Small towns are important too. Just because we don't know the names or can point them out on the map doesn't mean they don't exist. So we've been looking at those too. So we're covering as much as we can is what I'm trying to say without being too exclusive. There's more to this than St. Louis and Louisiana. So what are we doing? Real weather's turned on. Finally, it looks like we have better weather. We've had pretty sketchy weather since we began this thing a few weeks ago. The weather is nice. The sun will be setting soon. So hopefully wherever we land, we can see the runway. We do need to land at bigger airports with this plane because it takes forever to take off again. We are able to land, we're able to land and stop pretty much anywhere, but needing space to depart is bad. It needs a lot. We run into a building, we've run into trees, we've had to go onto a highway to finish taking off. It's been pretty comical. So anyway, let's see here. I got everything set up this time because I remembered. So there we go. I do need to say, I think, that this plane was given to me. It was provided to me by Big Radials. They gave me their hangar at the time. They are adding a jet, I noticed, which is pre-release stage or whatever. But at the time, they gave me everything for free. So I think I have to say that. I already did the videos on everything. Not that I was obligated to, but I've already done like close-look videos. So I'm just flying for fun. So maybe I don't have to say it anymore. I don't know, but I like to say it. So thank you to them. I think they were my 7th subscriber or something like that way back in the day. And now we're at 2,400 as I record this, I think. So there you go. What else? That's about it. This is the Norseman, if you didn't know what it was called. It's a tail dragger. Very difficult to land, but we had our best landing last time. Wasn't great, but it was still our best. Relative, right? So anyway, so for today's video, I think we're going to see how far we can get. Pretty specific, huh? We're just going to head south. For sure we'll hit St. Louis in this video. I doubt we'll make it to Memphis. Maybe, but I doubt it. I don't know, never say never, I guess. It just depends on my real life time, right? I have a real life clock I'm working against. And I like to land at the end of my sessions of flying and not just leave it in the air because I have to leave the sim running overnight. I don't like to do that. So we'll see how far we get. You never know. St. Louis for sure. I'll point out where Illinois ends. And then we run into Kentucky for a tiny, tiny bit. I believe we touched Kentucky just for a little teeny bit before we hit Tennessee. I think. Yeah, I'm confirming that right now on Google Maps. Yes. Yes, just if you blink, we'll miss it though. So we'll talk about that when we get there. Alrighty, so without further ado, let's put away the covers and the chocks and close the door. And that's good. I think it's warm enough now. We don't need the shutters or anything. Yeah, it's above freezing. So in the last video, for the very first time, we were able to start this airplane. I had not been able to start this before. This wasn't working. I would have to use Control E. But it worked last time, so that's super duper cool. Is this anything? No. So hopefully it works again. So let's see here. Fuel and passengers, which I started setting up. we are just going to fill it up with fuel again. Boom. All this is all the same as before. And have my checklist over here on the monitor like normal. Let's see here. Remove all this stuff with the TV screen we just did. Battery on, that's right here. Generator on. Fullest fuel tank, which is the belly right now. Let's see. We have to be careful of that because we run out of fuel almost every time we fly this thing. So I've run out of fuel like 3 or 4 times by not changing tanks. Comp on, props back, yes, throttle closed, mixture, rich carb cooled, you can see on the far left it is. We do not need the shutter. I don't think we need oil dilute either. Ignition to both, that's up here, just a matter of finding the right click spot. There we go. Crack the throttle, hand pump 2 times, there's 1 and the 2, and then primer 6 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. We come over here. We do the starter energize or engage for a second. Energize for 4 seconds. You can hear it. And then try to engage. See if it starts. It's not even trying to start this time. Okay, see, I knew it was too good to be true that we got it started last time. We did though. It started. You were all watching it. Started on its own. I'm going to try one more time. If it doesn't work this time, then I'm going to just do Control E just for a matter of time. But 1 out of like 6 or 7 starts is not very good odds. So there's some nuance I have to be super duper duper perfect about, or else it won't work. 2, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, and engage. Nope. So Control E it is. Wait, Control E. There we go. Control E is working. I was going to say that didn't even work. So I don't know what it is. I don't know why I got it to start last time and now I can't. Not sure. Let's turn oil dilute off. There we go. Okie dokie, where are we here? Flight plan, I already told you. Told you what we're going to do. So let's do radios. Is there an ATIS around here? There is weather. Let's see what it says today.
Kilo Echo Oscar Kilo, automated weather observation 19000 Zulu. Wind, tree 1 at 12. Visibility 10. Sky condition, ceiling 2,700 feet overcast. Temperature 2 Celsius. Dew point 10 Celsius. Altimeter tree 038. Kilo Echo Oscar Kilo, automated weather observation 19000 Zulu. Wind, tree 1 at 12.
Wind is 331, so we want...
Kilo Echo Oscar Kilo traffic turtle soup Tango 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 41 is clear of the runway.
Yeah, I know. What the heck is going on here? Take off. There we go. So 331 was weather or something like that. So we want runway 32. Let's announce taxi.
Kilo Echo Oscar Kilo traffic turtle soup Tango 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 41 is taxiing to runway 26.
Okay, the computer says 26 is better, which doesn't make any sense, but I'm not going to argue. Maybe I heard something wrong. 26 is... where's 26 then? There's 32, which I thought we'd use. It says use that one. So I guess we'll use that one. Okay, whatever. Not going to argue with it. Alrighty, no flaps in this. No taxi lights. Prop slightly forward, and we'll go to whatever it said. 2, 3 or something. That has to be this way, right? But if we look at this thing, yeah, 92, yeah. 2, 3 is over here. Okie dokie. So the thing with flaps, as I mentioned in every video, if you have flaps out, even with full power, you can't climb this thing. You sink. So you can't take off with flaps. I tried. It doesn't work. You have to take off without flaps, which means you need a lot of runway. And we need all this runway we can get. So that's what we're going to do. So let me taxi out here. This is a very hasty taxi. Let me taxi out here, and then we'll take off. Alright, here we go. We're pulling up. And, trying to go from this view, but I can't see anything, so let's go over here, and differential braking not working now. No, there it worked. Oh my, what the heck was that? Okay, let's just stop right there a second. That was very strange. And the runway, we need all the lights, so we need to extend our landing lights, turn them on, turn on all of our nav lights, and pitot heat. Cockpit light is not needed right now. And yep, No time on clock, which I've yet to find the clock. If this is a clock, it doesn't work. It never moves. So that can't be the clock. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's for that. I don't want to mess with that. So I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a non-working clock. No idea. Anywho, we're ready to take off and depart to the south.
Kilo Echo Oscar Kilo Traffic Turtle Soup Tango 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 41, taking off runway 26 south departure.
It's moving on its own. I can't get it to turn the other way. So I don't understand what is going on here. See, look at it won't turn right, it'll only turn left. Is the wind that strong that it won't turn left or turn right? Because that does happen when the wind is really bad. I don't remember the wind being that bad. 12 knots. It is kind of bad. The wind is kind of bad for this little plane, so we'll do the best we can. This is going to be a struggle. A struggle of a departure. Yeah, look at that windsock. Oh my, yeah, it's full left rudder. Okay, now it's going. Oh boy, okay, full left rudder. Nope, this is not good. Nope, this is not good. We don't have enough speed to take off. Oh no. Oh no. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. What's our speed? 100 knots. That was crazy. But we did it. That was really interesting. Yeah, look at all those windsocks. They're going nuts. Okay, a little brisk for this airplane today. Look at that thing. It's just tipping over in the air. Wowzers. Okay, well, let's see. Rotate at 110, 120. We rotate at about 90. Brakes us out the wheels. Already did climb at 100 knots. Landing lights off. Carb and oil temps is needed. Pitot blowout is needed. Switch tanks here 15 minutes. And autopilot is available. Cruise. That was our cruise. That was our cruise checklist. Alrighty, well, let's get out of town. Man, oh man, that was insane. Alrighty, we can get autopilot going. We're gonna go 3,200 feet per minute, 3,200, whatchamacallit. What do we want? We want 180 right now in the heading bug. So here we go. Autopilot, heading bug, vertical speed. Let's do 500 feet per minute. Up to 3,200 feet. The last several times we've used autopilot, it did hold our altitude for us. So hopefully it'll do it again. So there's your mighty Mississippi over there. It's getting mightier as we go. There's your town of Keokuk. I think I'm saying that right. And we were onward to St. Louis. We are not quite in Missouri yet. Not till we get over here. Let me tell you where this highway, what the highway does. Yeah, we have to cross the river first. Yeah. So where is the Des Moines River? There it is. This is your border of Iowa up here and Missouri on the other side. So there's your border right here of the two states. It just follows the Des Moines River. So let's hop inside so we can be looking out the window while we cross the border of states. And then we are fully in Missouri. So Missouri and Illinois will border each other. We border each other for quite a while until we get to Kentucky. And then Missouri and Kentucky will border each other. And then Missouri and Nashville will border each other. And then Arkansas and Nashville. And then Arkansas, Alabama, or Mississippi, I mean, and then Louisiana. I'm getting ahead of myself, but here we go. Crossing into Missouri. We're not quite in the Ozarks yet, though. The Ozarks are kind of south of St. Louis, which is not too far away, I don't think. Yeah, not terribly far away. So that's our next big city is St. Louis, which will obviously do a lot of sightseeing there as we fly by. We'll stay over on the Illinois side, over East St. Louis, so that we can look at St. Louis from afar. So let's get a little closer here to the river. Oh, but what's your altitude? Okay, we're almost there. Okay, good, because we're about to get in the clouds. I don't want to be in the clouds. There you go. Alrighty, now we're going to go from wooded areas, because Iowa is actually very wooded and forested. Iowa is beautiful to drive through. People don't believe me till they do it themselves. But Iowa is beautiful to drive through with all the woods and the forests. But now we're going to get more into agricultural plains states. But people think the entire Midwest is like what we're going to see soon. But it's not, as you saw in my own videos, the upper Midwest, Minnesota, maybe Iowa, very forested, very hilly, huge hills too, Some of them even require switchbacks, things like that. But here, it's going to be more agriculture and flat like you would expect. And I think we're going to be in the clouds too much. I don't like this. So let's come down. Let's come down to 2700 and let's see if it'll descend for us. I know it ascends. Let's see if it descends to 2700. We'll see how it goes. Otherwise, I don't think I have much to say. So things you're going to look for is agriculture and then more agriculture. Then after that, look for agriculture and more agriculture. And we'll just follow the river until I get to St. Louis. Once we get to St. Louis, you'll hear my voice again and we'll chitter chatter about it. And then we'll head on down towards the border with Kentucky. But one thing at a time. First thing we're doing is getting down 2,700 feet and hoping that's enough to stay out of these clouds. And then the next step is to look at agriculture, in case I didn't mention it, and then step after that is St. Louis. So are we going to stop at 2,700 feet? And like I said, I don't know where we're landing in this video. I mean, you can look in the description, it'll tell you where we landed, but I don't know yet as I record. I'm just going to fly till I run out of time, and then we'll just land whatever's closest as long as the runway is long enough to depart again. So there you go. Alrighty. Very, very cool. Lots of agriculture. And are we going to stop? I think we are. Okay, so I'll be sitting on the heading bug and I'll be giving you some sightseeing shots. And now it's pretty much straight all the way to the Gulf. So I'll see you in St. Louis. Alright, we're coming up to the St. Louis metropolitan area, and the Mississippi's in front of us, but I wanted to show you some other river activity. Lots of rivery things going on right now. This is the Illinois River that is connecting to the Mississippi, and then once we get around the bend, here is the Missouri River connecting to the Mississippi. And remember, we already had the Wisconsin River connect to the Mississippi. We already had the Minnesota River connect to the Mississippi. And then in a little bit here, after St. Louis, we'll have the Ohio River connect to the Mississippi. So all the rivers named after states are terminated, and the Mississippi apparently reigns supreme. And if you want to look into how they decided to keep calling it the Mississippi, you can do a bunch of research. For example, on a map, it looks like the Ohio River would continue and the Mississippi would end. But really, the Mississippi continues and the Ohio River ends. You can research how they come up with that stuff. But anyway, so here we have the Illinois meeting the Mississippi right here. And up here we have the Missouri meeting the Mississippi right there. And then, like I said, a little ways down we'll have the Ohio. So as we approach the St. Louis area here, I'm trying to decide how far we're going to fly. So I'm hoping we can at least get to Cairo, which is where Kentucky, Illinois, and Missouri come together. You've got Kentucky on the east side of the Ohio, you have Missouri on the west side of the Mississippi, and then there's this little sliver in between that's Illinois. Cairo is in that little sliver. I'm hoping to get that far. If we do get that far and I have more time, we'll keep going, because 15 miles later, give or take, we will run into Tennessee. And then a few miles after that, we lose Missouri, and then we run into Arkansas. So we have all these states, all within like 15, 20 miles of changing borders, all in this little area. And it's kind of cool. And it'll go by very, very quickly, so I'd have to be on my toes. But we might not make it that far. We might end up stopping in Cairo, and then we will do, a big chunk after that. We talk about all the states. But anyway, Missouri River on the right, Mississippi underneath us, entering the St. Louis greater metropolitan area. It will render, and we have been here in the sim before, long before updates though, so it'd be interesting to see what St. Louis looks like, downtown St. Louis. Of course, we see the arch and everything, but it's kind of cloudy, but we're going to keep this altitude. It'll be fine. Looking out the window, we'll be able to see the arch and everything just fine. The St. Louis airport is out here somewhere. I'm looking for it. If we take this part where the Missouri gets closest to us and we go straight out, it should be out there. I don't see it from here, but it's like in this area here somewhere. I'm looking for beacons or air traffic or something. I'm not seeing anything, but that's okay. St. Louis, downtown St. Louis hasn't rendered in yet. I mean, some stuff is rendered in a little bit, but not too much. And that, of course, is the Illinois side. So we'll still be tracking Illinois on one side, Missouri on the other, until we get to Cairo, right, where the three states come together, including Kentucky. But that'll be a little ways yet. One thing at a time, and that is to check out St. Louis. Somewhere up here. I mean, I know where it is. I'm just being silly, but this hasn't rendered in yet. Downtown is right here. So there's your Alton and East Alton, Illinois. I know we're a little far away for people who may have been looking forward to seeing that. I apologize. Hartford as well. I'm just naming suburbs at this point. But there you go. It's over there. You can always come back and do a VFR tour of St. Louis if you want. I just don't know enough about it. So here we go. Crossing the Missouri River as it connects to the Mississippi. And then we are one with the rivers. This little canal thing, what is that? I don't see a name. Not sure what it is or what it's for. Maybe there's some industry around there. Who knows? But there we go. So we have this island, and then you come around the corner, and then the arch and everything is over here. So hopefully it doesn't get cloudier. I mean, I love this weather. It's very ominous. It's super cool looking. About to cross over I-270. That's that bridge. Looks cool and everything, but it does obstruct our view. Oh my goodness. So, but I love it. This looks beautiful. There's the airport, I think, right above the wing. Not here. Farther away above the wing. I think. Sure looks like it. Maybe. Who knows. But anyway, so downtown is here. These are all the bridges going across here. The arch is right there between the bridges. Several interstates, that type of thing. So, should be pretty easy to spot. Ooh, the plane's moving itself. Pretty windy. I don't know what the weather is currently, but it's windy. Oh, what's your fuel say? Okay, good. Plenty of fuel. There's your interstate. Cars going down the highway. And there is Illinois. And does this island have a name? I'm sure it does. Not named. Oh, yes, it is. Mosenthine Island, whatever the locals call it. Not sure. There's a park there. Very cool on the other side. Okay, so we got to pay attention though, because we don't want to miss anything cool. Whoops. Hit my number lock button, which corrupted the recording a few days ago. Alright, all the cities are popping in. Let's see when the arch pops in. Downtown just popped in. Let's make sure though that we are over Granite City in East St. Louis so that we can see downtown from the airplane. Very cool. There we go. It's going to clear up for us, I hope, just in time. Oh wow, this is beautifully detailed. Look at this. There's some lock systems. I knew there's going to be locks here when I said there's that canal thing. I was going to say there's probably a lock system, but I couldn't see it yet until I rendered in. And I was right. Alrighty, here we go. Let's hop outside a minute. We can get a good screenshot here in just a moment. I like the train yard. Very beautiful. Wow. Wowzers. Not much to see unless we go like this, I guess. Racetrack, probably horses or something, or maybe it's, well, maybe it's not horses, maybe it's cars because of the inner track. Can I find that very quickly? I don't think I can find it fast enough. I don't want to miss anything. Anyway, not sure what that is. Oh well, doesn't matter anyway. Wow, look at that. Lots of detail popped up, huh? Very cool. And there's downtown. Let's take a screenshot. Oh, we're gonna miss some cool stuff here. There's the arch right there. Let's turn the airplane a little bit, and we'll get a view of the arch maybe. Trying to get a good thumbnail. I don't know. That's gonna be better like this. Here we go. Let's enjoy St. Louis, our only large city since Minneapolis. In fact, you can call it large, maybe it's medium. Our only medium city so far since we've left Minneapolis, St. Paul. Isn't that beautiful? And then we'll get to Memphis. That'll be a large city. Medium large city. And then a few in Louisiana. So there you go. The Midwest. Beautiful. Look at that. Keeping our frame rates peaked too. As I say that, I stutter coming over to the other side. There's East St. Louis, which I've heard is one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. I had a technician who used to work there, but he would only go there with a police escort because the police insisted on escorting him when he arrived. The police pulled him over and said, "We don't recognize your car. You shouldn't be here." And they helped him get through his job. It was a quick job. That's what he told me. Is it true? I don't know. I can only go off of what he said. Anyway, there you go. Greater St. Louis area. Ooh, what's that? Must be university. Right there? Has to be, huh? Can't get there fast enough to find it on the map. Cool. Very nice. Let's look outside. Oh my. As we leave St. Louis, and we'll head down to Cairo. Depending how long it takes us to get there, we might be able to go beyond Cairo. I just thought it'd be a cool spot to land because a bunch of states come together, but then if we can get 15 miles beyond that, we can get a bunch of states coming together too. But every 15 miles I add, or so, 20 miles maybe, I have to remember I gotta land somewhere. So anyway, we were just there a minute ago and we're already going so far away that St. Louis is disappearing in the distance. It did not take long, did it? We are hauling oats. Alright, let's see here. How's our fuel looking? Good, gotta keep an eye on it. What's next then until Cairo? Nothing, just Midwest stuff and some crazy weather. So, let's see. We're just gonna keep going. There's a couple bends, and then Cairo is pretty close actually. We might be able to go beyond it. I'll show you here. There's our airplane there. And Cairo, oh, why is it moving everything? Just move my map, please. Cairo is just, I shouldn't say just, it's down here. So, yeah, and then 15, 20 miles later, boom, we're in Kentucky. So it's Kentucky, then Tennessee, I mean. And then you keep going, then it goes Missouri to Arkansas, and then there's Memphis down here, and so on and so forth. And then Louisiana, you get the idea, and then the ocean. So, over halfway. Not quite 2/3, I'd say, but, well, in terms of, you know, on the map, we're about 2/3 or so, almost. As far as video content, we're way over halfway, because we're getting more covered per video, so. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet now and enjoy some sightseeing while I get us to Cairo, and I'll look at my real-life time and see if we can keep going. See you in a little bit. Alright, Mississippi is over there because I was wandering away for like 10 minutes in real life, and we kind of drifted away from it. But that's okay, because our destination for this video is in sight, Cairo. So this is Illinois, this is Kentucky, and this is Missouri. And then Illinois comes down in these two little pockets here with Missouri up in between. And then, like I said, Kentucky, Missouri, Illinois. We're going to land right there. Ohio River joins the Mississippi. And then, like I said, like 15, 20 miles away right here, that's all we get at Kentucky, and then it goes to Tennessee. So that's pretty cool. But that'll be the next video. So make sure you're subscribed, the notification turned on, so you know when we'll go the short distance along Kentucky into Tennessee. You won't want to miss it. I'm sure it's going to be super exciting. You never know. Ozarks, by the way, you can't see them from here because you're into Missouri quite a bit, but if you look on the horizon, you see some hills and low mountains. Those are your Ozarks right there. They do not come up all the way to the river, but this is the Mississippi here. This is just something else. So we drifted away from Mississippi, like I said, but we'll get back to it, I think. Right? Am I getting blown around? I'm getting blown around. We'll see if it's safe to land. We might have our first crash landing of the series because of the weather. It looks clear, but the winds are crazy. So anyway, let's radio Cairo if we can and tell them we're coming. So many tiny airports out here again. Let's see, Cairo. There we go. 7. And do the weather. Alrighty, so what did it say? Weather's coming from 18 degrees only? But it's 12 knots. So let's see what it says if it repeats down below. Well, it's not going to. I think it was 18 degrees, right? Okay, now 16 degrees at 12 knots. So basically coming from the north, right? So any runway closest to the number 1, runway 2. There we go. Perfect. So runway 2, which is almost due north. So we have to go beyond it, come back, which is fine. It'll give us a good way to overlook the airport and see what we need to do. And it's going to be some crazy wind, though. It's like it'll be slightly from the left, but it's going to be 12 knots. Let's announce our position.
Kilo Charlie India Romeo traffic turtle soup Tango 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 4124 miles north, 2,700 feet, inbound to land runway 2.
There we go. Look at that forest around the water. That's pretty cool. So yeah, it's not so boring, is it? People always think, oh, it's just farmland. If we were to go beyond Missouri into like, not Kentucky, like Kansas and Oklahoma, yes, it would be kind of boring, but we are not there. We are in the foothills of the Ozarks. I don't think you would call it that, but anyway. So we are looking for where the Ohio River and Mississippi meet. Mississippi goes here. I think I see the Ohio coming over here. That's where Cairo is. We are going to rely heavily on our VFR map to find our place. I just don't want to stray too far from the river, so we're kind of going to go like this. I'm barely going to finish this little flight in time too, based on my real life timing. Holy moly. But I never speed up the sim or anything. I do everything in real time. So we need to go beyond this because runway 2, if I zoom in, if it'll show us the runways, it's not going to show the runways. That's fine. They're paved. I looked it up online. If it's simulated, it's the same. Anywho, we need to go beyond it and go basically due north 20 degrees, which is like this. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, this video is going to get way too long if we keep talking, so I guess I'll see you there. Enjoy the sightseeing along the way. Oh yeah, I totally forgot there's a GPS up above our heads. Yeah, I was going through my previews just to kill time, and we have a GPS with the VFR map and everything. Don't really need it because we've got this, but I guess we could do an IFR flight plan in here, right? That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, decided to mention it since I haven't spoken of it. Actually, one more thing before. Does it work? Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. So never mind. We could do VFR stuff. Alright, carry on wherever we were. Alright, our airport has been spotted right here, but of course we have to go beyond it a little bit, so we're going to break away from the Mississippi a little bit more. Sorry, Mississippi, we'll see you next time. For now, we have to land our plane. Enjoy this beautiful scenery, though, while we can. Wow, look at that. It'd be so wonderful just to wander this with some friends or somebody, or by yourself, I guess. Just wander around here. Yeah, how amazing is that, huh? Anyway, that's blinking, but we want the other side, because runway 2 would be 20 degrees, and we are not facing 20 degrees. So, We need to go around, flip the other way. So we'll get to about here, and then we'll go on the Missouri side of the river so we can find the runway, which will not be that one. And then we'll come back. So can we see the Ohio yet? So again, this is Missouri. This is Illinois. And here's the Ohio coming in. Ohio River, see? The other side of that river is Kentucky. So Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri. Pretty cool, huh? Time to announce our position again.
Kilo Charlie India Romeo traffic turtle soup Tango 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 418 miles northwest 2,700 feet inbound to land runway 2.
Alright, and the Ohio River just popped into view pretty clearly. It goes around that way. So Kentucky over here, Illinois over there back to Chicago, and then Kentucky around here for about 15 or 20 miles, and then it's Tennessee. This is Missouri around here and around there, and this is Illinois up in here and up in there. And there's what looks like the main runway, but we want a different runway because of the weather, so we'll have to see how it goes. I guess I can get comfortable in my chair. Ouch, adjust everything and turn off autopilot and start descending. How's our fuel looking, by the way? Looking fantastic. Let's see here. Approach checklist, weather, we got it. Fullest tank, we got it. Landing lights on, where they were always on. Flaps down as needed. Approach speed 100 knots, or miles per hour in this one. Use a steep approach, which is standard for tail dragger. And then landing speed 85 to 90 knots. I do not see a second runway though, unless it's asphalt or something. I can't imagine that would be 20, right? Because what are we at? Let's kind of line up with that one. If we line up with that one, that is 160. 160 take away 180 would be minus 20, which would be 340, which would be runway 34. Do we have our runway 34 on here? Let's go 9, 32. Yeah, so this would be runway 32. We don't want that one. I mean, 32 would be the next best choice, but 14 would be way better because it's coming. I mean, 2 would be way better because the wind is coming from 18 degrees, I think, right? Which runway 2 is 20. So I don't know. I can't find it. Is this it? What is that? It there? That it there? Is that a taxiway? Let me look at the satellite imagery in Google and see what it looks like. Oh, no, there's it. But yeah, right there. It just rendered in from this angle. Boom, right there. Well, that was obvious once I turned a little and it came in. So that brings us on what? Our cross base leg. Or, shoot, we got to do this again. So we're going to do number runway 2, and we're going to do a base leg.
Kilo Charlie India Romeo traffic turtle soup Tango 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 41 is on base runway 2.
Well, now we're on final.
Kilo Charlie India Romeo traffic turtle soup Tango 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 41 is on final runway 2 to land.
Alrighty, wow. Suddenly the wind went crazy. And we overshot it, of course. And we have flaps down, so now we need full power just to maintain approach speed, which is why you cannot take off with flaps in this thing. You'll never get off the ground, because it takes full power just to maintain your minimum speed here. Alrighty, there is approach speed right there. We're going to land at 85 to 90, which is the next tick below. So here we go. Okay, good. It's very windy. I feel it. However, it feels better than the other runways would have been. So here we go. And the pro boy. Oh, see, we drop like a rock if you let that throttle back. Oh, man. Still learning how to land this plane. It is very complicated, and I did not do a steep approach. Oh boy, nope. Okay, there we go. Okay, soft, please. There we go. One bounce. There we go. Oh, do we get 2 bounces? We did get 2 bounces. That's okay. Brakes to stop the wheels, flaps coming up. Terrible approach. So what you're supposed to do in Taldrager, which I've done in all the other videos if you watch them, is you come in nice and steep so you do not lose sight of the runway. And then you can, let's see if we can make this, come on. Come in nice and steep so you don't lose sight of the runway, and then you level off at the last second to soften the blow. Oh, it's so windy again, I can only go right. Look at, this is full left rudder, and it's not doing anything. Differential braking isn't doing anything. Anywho, yeah, so, terrible landing, whatever. Terrible approach, I should say. Yeah, if you lose sight of the run, typically if you lose sight of the runway, you're too low. But in this case, in a Taldrager like this, if you lose sight of the runway, you're too low because you're not steep enough. So you need to be steeper, and I have no idea how to get off this runway. Looks like there's a taxiway up here. So yeah, so next time I have to keep that in mind. No, is there a taxiway? I think so. Stay nice and steep, round out, basic Taldrager stuff. But I was so panicked about the wind, I did not think about any of it. Oh well, at least we're not crashing and burning. We used to crash and burn every time we would land this plane, but the last 5 or 6 landings have been fantastic compared to that. I still have a lot of work to do landing this thing. It's very difficult to land, and I don't mind. Clear runway is going to be 2 or 3. You can do clear runway now, I guess.
Kilo Charlie India Romeo traffic turtle soup Tango 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 41 is clear of the runway.
Alright, so let's get over here and park this thing. And we'll do our sign off. So as far as starting this plane up, only 1 out of 5 or 6 times did it start up for me without doing Control E. So I don't know what I did that one time to make it so magical, but I did something. Maybe it has something to do with the no shutters. Maybe I have the concept backwards. Maybe it's too cold. I don't know. But we'll see what happens next time. So make sure you're subscribed and notifications turned on so you see what happens next time. Will I be able to start the plane on its own? We're getting blown. I'm not even doing anything to get blown around. Will we make it to Louisiana? All these questions, right? Come on. Holy cow. I can't turn it all because it's so windy. It won't let me. There's differential braking. That helps. Anyway, if you want to see what happens next, you need to be subscribed, notifications turned on. Hit the like button so people know we exist. Jeez. Let's hit the parking brake. Let's shut this down before we do our final sign off here. How many hours did I fly? Was that 3 hours I flew? Took me to do that? I can't remember. I already lost track. Doesn't really matter. Hopefully the video's not 3 hours by the time I edit it down. Flaps up where we are. Turn line lights off. I could have done that before we came across and blinded everybody. Whatever. We'll turn all these lights off as well, please. PUD can come off. Comp fans can come off. Props everything back. And fuel can come off. Other way. Oh, nope. There we go. And generator battery. And boom. We can take this out if we want to. And we can put everything away. Open the doors. Chalk it. Cover it. There you go. Simple enough. We can actually look this way if we want to. These move too, by the way. And then we can come out. Can we come out the door like this? We can. But then we need this view to do anything. Alright, there we go. Okie dokie. I kind of already did my sign off. I'm not going to repeat myself. Just join us for next time to see how far we get. Because I don't know how far I'm going to get. You're going to have to watch to find out. But we're working at 3 states at the same time and 2 rivers. We're looking at the Ohio River on the left. Mississippi on the right. Illinois in front of us. Kentucky on the left, Missouri on the right, and we're going to go that way. I'll see you then.